Alright, today I got the Ogor Mawtribes for you guys. We'll be going into Meatfist, grand strategy of ready for Plunder. Triumph of Inspired, coming in at 1910 points. We'll have the Frostlord on Stonehorn there. He's going to have the Rockmane Eldar mount trait. Vial of Manticore as his artifact. We'll put that on the Frost Spear for +1 to wound. We'll have a Tyrant. He's going to have the big name, the Fate Seeker, for a 3-up save instead of 4-up. And the artifact, the Splatter-cleaver, do some healing. Our general is going to be the Butcher right here. Command trait of Gastromancer, be armed with a cleaver. And he's going to have the Hoarfrost. We'll have an Iron Blaster featuring in this list. Be my first time playing him. Like a little bit of shooting. 1 unit of Ironguts over here, another one there, and 1 unit of 12 Gluttons with paired weapons. Warlord, all the drops, 1910. Going up against OBR today.
Alright, we have OBR once again today. I've got, this time again playing Null Myriads. And I'm going to have the Shrieker again. I've got Arcan and Catacross again. With the Soul Mason, who's also going to be my general. He's going to have Dark Acolyte this time. I'm going to have, his lore spell will be Levitate, because he knows all the ones in the book already. The Mortisan Ossiarch this time, he's going to have the Gothazar Cartouche, because otherwise there's not really a good point in taking him in this list specifically. Got 2 units of Necropolis Stalkers and 2 different units of Cavalos Death Riders. Grand strategy will be the scales balanced, so one of these 2 units is going to have to be at full strength by the end of the battle. And it's 1980 points, which is more than Ogres, but the Triumph of Inspired if it wouldn't matter. Going against Ogres.
Alright, today we're playing No Reward Without Risk. You can deploy in combat on this one due to no restriction on the deployment. And wizards are going to blow up on a 4-up when they die, and the AoE explosion will be equal to their wounds characteristic. Here's our deployment. We got our Butcher back here in the back. We got Ogre Hill being occupied by the 12 Gluttons, looking for a mystical off of that, and a +1 for cover. Iron Blast is behind them, threatening to unleash. Unit of Ironguts on either side. And what you got over here?
Yeah, so basically going the outskirts with the slower stalkers in the middle and the Death Riders on the outsides. I have the Ossiarch with the Cartouche up front where he can do stuff. Catacross about in the middle where he'll be able to move up and keep his aura on the board the whole time. And then Arcan and the Soul Mason back here hugging the Arcane. He's got +6 inches to spell range, so they'll be probably pretty fine back there.
Okay.
Battle tactic this turn will be Magical Dominance. Since he put his caster outside 30, so he'd be able to get his spells off. I'm going to see if I can sort of take advantage of that by taking the first turn, not getting charged by the Ogres, and hoping that the heroical power from the Tyrant doesn't dispel anything. Probably won't be casting spells with the Ossiarch this turn, which would just be Hoarfrost, which would be nice, but not worth 2 points. So I got Arcane with +4, 3 or 4 from the Arcane, and the Soul Mason with +1 with Dark Acolyte. So we'll be going into OBR turn 1. Alright, end of the movement phase for OBR turn 1. Failed the battle tactic because Arcane rolled a 5, and then the Tyrant with a Primal Magic died. After Arcane got +3 to 8, Tyrant got a 9, barely expelled that, so it was close but didn't work. That did allow us to try and cast something with the Ossiarch, but he rolled a 3. And I had already used my Primal Magic die on the Soul Mason to make sure his first spell went off. However, we did get Empower Netherite weapons on these guys for exploding 5s. We got the Soul Mason's Worshipful spell on these guys for +1 to wounds. Death Riders, Catacross uses command ability. We rolled a 5 to see if Soul Mason could cast a spell again, but he failed to cast on the other unit of Death Riders. No Mystic Shields. These guys do have Mortal Contract on them. The Drain Vitality was the one that was unbalanced. Yeah, Hoarfrost didn't go off from the Ossiarch. So movement phase, we spent a command point on the Stalkers and both units of Death Riders. For the Death Riders, Unstoppable Advance, and the Stalkers, run and charge and fly over terrain features. Probably didn't need to do it with the stalkers because I forgot his artifacts, so I want them fully within 9 if possible. I'm about to go into charge phase and see what happens there. And pretty much everything ran, including Arcan because I forgot he had 16-inch move already. But it's probably fine. We'll just get in next turn.
And you did steal a command point.
I did roll a 5 up on Catacross from a Spymaster to steal the command point. So you're down to 2 for this turn?
That's right.
I'm at 5 left going into OBR turn 1 charge phase. End of OBR turn 1. Lost a soccer unit to Gulping Bites. Did 9 mortal wounds total with that. He took no damage after a ward and a roll of 1 for Mortal Contract on the Gluttons. Killed half the unit total between the 2 stalkers. Killed 1 Iron Gut with the Death Rider unit over there. And did all but 1 wounds I needed onto the cannon. Staying outside of 3 of everything, hoping to at least move the cannon. So yeah, end of the turn. I'm not going to score my battle tactic. I am going to score 1, 2, and more for 3 points. And hope for some bad charge rolls before I get mortal wounded off the board. It's going to go up one or the other way. But
Yep, the Gluttons took a lot of damage. We used our Inspired Triumph and did a significant amount of damage back as well. Got a good Battle Shock roll, so we didn't lose any additional guys. See what we can do going back into them. We had all-out defense with our last command point for giving us a 6-up save, and then a mystical, which didn't really do much for us. A little bit here and there, but we'll take it. Going into Ogre's turn 1. Okay, here we are, Ogre's turn 1, end of the charge phase. We did some shooting. Linked a few more off onto the Stalker unit that's right there. Iron Blaster did a couple damage onto the Death Riders. Our battle tactic we took was the Avalanche of Flesh for doing 10 or more mortal wounds from trampling charge, and we just barely got that. Got Finest Hour on the Stonehorn, and we used his Monstrous Rampage to fly over these units and get into Arcan. So we'll see. Got 1 Stalker left here. We'll see what we can do going into the combat phase. End of turn 1. Ogres finished up. We did some significant damage. We couldn't kill this Stalker by any stretch. We did kill the Death Riders over here. Left 1 Death Rider here. We got into Arcan and left him on 1 wound, disappointingly. And we take this center objective by 1 model for 1, 2, and more, moving us 5 points to 3.
yeah, the Stalker's only there because he managed to roll his 3-ups. He had all kinds of pluses to save, but he caps out at 3. So he did roll those. Death Rider's only there because of 3 out of 4 5s and 6s on his save rolls. Did kill 2 Gluttons. Nothing else really happened. Arcan failed everything into the Stonehorn. So yeah, we got the Stalker there, hoping I win the turn roll off to maybe bring a guy back on a 3-up after healing the 1 wound that's on him. Maybe get some impact on the Death Rider, bring a guy back. We'll see what happens in the roll off.
Roll off for turn 2.
Nope.
2 for the Ogres and 1 for OBR. Start of the battle round 2, Ogres won the turn roll off, and we took it. We took as our battle tactic led into the Maelstrom, 1 hero and battle line unit making a charge, and 1 being within 3 inches at the end of the turn. We did some casting. We got Greasy Deluge off on the general over here, put it onto the Ironguts there, so they have +1 to attacks characteristics. We attempted a heroic leadership and failed. What else? Generally moved up our Gluttons right here in the front, our Ironguts here as well, outside of 3 of Catacross. Iron Blaster moved up. We healed the Iron Blaster for a little bit, so it's got 5 wounds with the pot that was filled last turn. And we were doing some shooting. pistols are going to go into the Stalker, try and clear it out, and we're trying to put our shooting into Arcane. The goal is to try and unlock the Frostlord to be able to charge into Catacross or the Ossifactor. And here we go. End of the Ogres, top of turn 2. We complete our battle tactic for the Lead into the Maelstrom. We've still got the Ironguts, and we unlocked the Frostlord. We killed the Ossifactor, that's about it. We did how much damage to Catacross?
12.
12 damage. He was +2 to save, that hurt a lot. Took 1 on the Frostlord. Did wipe the last Death Rider over here with some impact wounds. Yeah, so that's going to score us 1, 2 more for 10 points for the Ogres and 3 for OBR. Going into bottom of 1 or bottom of 2 OBR.
Yep. Alright, end of the charge phase for OBR turn 2. Got Drain Vitality off on the Stonehorn. Got the Shrieker off, as you can see. And Catacross put -1 to hit on the Ironguts. Got 3 command points going in. Roar failed from this Stonehorn, so we'll be just trying to kill him. I took Endless Expropriation battle tactic because there's none I can complete. So we'll just be trying to see if we can kill the Stonehorn after the Shrieker, -1 to hit, -1 to save, put a bludgeon on him. Catacross put Endless Duty on himself. So hopefully I'll be able to get that. Alright, end of OBR turn 2. Catacross traded with the Stonehorn. They both killed each other. He got bludgeoned. He ended up having like 5 rends on his glaive, which was nice. Gluttons or Ironguts.
5 rend from the -1 to save.
Right, yeah, -1 to save from Drain Vitality, as well as +1 to rend from bludgeon. So he couldn't make saves on that or the shields. So that definitely helped. And then the Retinue Blades finished him off. Got the Shrieker, that also helped. Rolled a bunch of 5s to ward, but only the 6 save helped him. Ironguts at -1 to hit still killed Catacross afterward though, because he spent all his command points on offense. He was at a 3-up save without any buffs. He was in combat, so he couldn't use his ability at the start. Yeah, that's the end of that turn. I'm just scoring 1 point for objectives. Couldn't get the battle tactic again.
Yeah, that's going to the roll off for turn 3. Score is 10 for Ogres and 4 for the OBR. And we can kind of talk it out there. Ogres win the turn. I could take X-Corporation for killing the hero there that's bonded to the Endless Spell. And that would be him out. Then after that, I would just need 2 more battle tactics. I can do have all the Ogres hungry, meaning outside of combat. It's an easy one. And then surround and destroy could also be done over the course of those turns.
Intimidate the invaders.
As well as intimidate the invaders, yep. So then that would score us out to 5, another 15, so I'd be at 25, plus my grand strategy for 28 to 4.
28 to 4. Yeah, I'm failing my grand strategy because my Death Riders aren't here anymore. And you're getting yours?
Yeah, it would,
yeah.
Yep.
Alright, 4 to 28, that's game.
Another quick one there. Any thoughts? You had some thoughts on your list?
Yeah, so some changes I'd make, we talked it over. I'd probably combine my combine my Stalkers and drop a unit of Death Riders because they're not doing damage. Their impact damage isn't that great. They really should just be there for the battle tactic as far as I'm concerned, and maybe a screen. So big unit of 6 Stalkers, just 1 unit of Death Riders, and then drop the Ossifactor, put some artifact probably +1 to ward on the Soul Mason, and just have a big block of 20 Mortec Guard to use as a screen, put some extra buffs on. Everything being combined will make the buffs easier. That way it'll be exploded 5s on the whole Necropolis Stalker unit. So I think that'll help.
I think so too. I think having a big block of 6 like that would have done a lot more damage on the Gluttons at the beginning and probably forced a battle shock because I didn't have enough command points to spread everything around. I always like playing the Ogres. They're my, I don't know how you call it, I guess, think less army. There's still lots of nuances in them, but they're tanky, they're forgiving. You can take a lot of damage, and you can mess up some things and not necessarily lose the whole game. So my first time getting to try out an Iron Blaster, still got to get him fully painted up there. it was fun. I'm glad he made it past round 1. He almost got taken out by the Death Riders, but let us know what you guys think. Tips, comments, list critiques, all those things.